Welcome to the JVLA Gradebook tutorial. In this simple tutorial, we will show you how to initially set up your gradebook for your JVLA course. You'll want to begin by going to the JVLA course homepage. Select the course that you would like to create a gradebook for. In this case, like in some of the other screencasts, I'm going to use my test course that I've created for these tutorials. Once you've arrived at your course page, you'll want to find the administration block in the left-hand corner. Scroll down and select Grades. Once you've selected Grades, you'll be automatically directed to the Grader report. This is just going to be a list of your students' names, their emails, and then all of the assignments that you have for your course listed with their grades in the boxes. I currently have editing turned on, but you initially will see it with editing turned off, which looks like this. So you'll only be able to view their grades. Since we don't have any grades yet at the start of our courses, I'm only going to see students' names, their email addresses, and maybe the list of assignments that I may have inputted already, but you won't see anything if you haven't added anything yet. So to get us started in our setup for Gradebook, you'll want to go to the drop-down menu, and as you can see, there's a number of ways that you can view the Gradebook. Most of these you usually won't use, but they're there if you would like to, and if you'd like to learn more, you're welcome to ask me in the questions forum. Let's go ahead though to set up our categories and items. We're going to go to Categories and Items Full View. This is where we want to start to be able to set up our gradebook. Now if you remember, in the Moodle Gradebook Introduction tutorial, we informed you that all teachers were going to be required to use the aggregation type weighted mean of grades. So again, this is going to allow us to provide consistency and effectiveness and efficiency for all of our grade reports and to be able to better track and monitor student progress. So automatically mine is, the aggregation is set to weighted mean of grades, so I don't need to do anything with that. Now, in order to better set up your gradebook, you're going to want to create categories for grades, and then within those categories you'll have grade items. So we'll start by creating grade categories, and usually these are the same categories that you have listed in your syllabus. So we'll just start, for example, with, let's say we want a homework category. Most of these elements here we won't really need to worry too much about. I know that maximum grades for homework usually 100, but you can change that if you're going to have a standard maximum grade for all homework assignments. Remember, in this case, we're creating categories. So what are the settings that you want for those specific categories? Everything else is fine, overall decimal points, etc. No need to worry on any of that. I'm going to go ahead and save changes. And automatically this homework, this homework category, similar to a folder, shows up underneath my parent category. Now my parent category is my test course, so all of my categories will show up under test. You don't want to change that or mess with it because it can kind of alter your grade book, and you don't want that. So always keep the parent category with your course name the same and create categories within that. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more categories here. Quizzes, same thing here. The parent category is another thing you can change, and it's going to always be in test category, your major categories. So I'll save that. Add one more. So as you can see, it's very simple to add categories. Your big categories that your grade items are going to be in. And I'll do, tests. Okay, and I'll save changes. All right, and so far I have now, as you can see, 3 major categories where specific grade items, such as this forum activity that I've already created on my test course, can be moved to. And very simply, all I would need to do here is select the specific grade item, and then I can move the selected item to, let's say I think this is a homework assignment, So I'll select homework, and there you go. That grade item is already in the homework folder, homework category. Now let's say that I wanted to add a grade item, a specific assignment that maybe isn't through the use of Moodle, and maybe I want it to be a group project. And maximum grade, let's say all they're going to earn, the most maximum grade they can earn is 50 points. Then that's fine. That's what I'll enter there in the maximum grade. And this is where I need to double check, since it's a grade item, what category is it going to go into. And this is a group project, so it's going to go under my tests category because it's going to be worth as much as a test. Now I'm going to go ahead and select Save Changes. And then you can see here in my tests category that group project is now under tests. So once you've created your categories and you maybe add some grade items, or you create those grade items on your course site, it's also important to then determine what is the weight of each category. And if you remember in our tutorial, the weights of your categories must total to 100. So if I was just going to leave these 3 categories and not have any more, I could weight it in a number of ways. In this case, I'm just going to say that each category is worth 33.3%, so that I know that that's going to total 100. And this is doing the weighted mean, so these are all weighted the same. It'll be your choice how you choose to weight your different categories, but just know that it has to total 100. And I'll go ahead and save my changes, so that then when student scores get averaged and calculated, they are calculated correctly. And so just making sure, again, that it's always weighted mean of grades and that your weight is represented correctly in the boxes. This is the basic way, the most basic template for which you can add categories and add grade items to your gradebook. And remember, if you create a specific activity within your course site, it will automatically show up in your gradebook. Just be sure you put it in the right category once you've created your categories and grade items. Just real quick, a couple of other views can include the simple view, which is almost like the full view, but it doesn't have those extra buttons on the right hand side. It just shows you your categories with your grade items, the weight, and then the max grade that students can receive, which you can also edit if you have your editing on. Another one that you might use if you want to specifically see one student's grades all on one page, similar to a report card, is the user report. So the user report will look something like this. It'll, if you want to see, if you have different groups, different students in different groups, it's usually all participants is set up like that. And then I can select on the right hand side which user I want to see a grade for. And so their specific grade report would show up here. So that's a great way to kind of see a snapshot of one student's progress or performance in your course. So we'll go back to the grader report, and again here, if you turn your editing on, then you can very easily add, edit, or change grades in your Moodle gradebook. If you're interested in more course grade settings, you can select that from the left-hand side. All of this is standard and default, and usually not changing it is going to be your best bet in order to keep the default settings accurate and keep your Moodle gradebook working correctly. So this just kind of represents what things you want to be seen on your overview report, your grade item settings, your user report, etc. So you're welcome to take a look at all of that. But these are the basic ways and basic templates for how you can set up your gradebook. Remember, all courses are automatically set to weighted mean of grades, and you can create various categories and add those grade items within each specific category. Hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.